Steven here. Gonna share with you today a bag that I picked up at a thrift store / yard sale that was $5 by the bag, really by the belt crate was how they had it advertised on Craigslist, and it was listed on Craigslist as a new thrift store, and their sale was $5 per milk crate, whatever you can put in it, and buy four get one free. So ended up driving out there a couple miles after, went to the dump with my son and checked it out. So here's the bag that I ended up with. They also had CDs, DVDs, and some video games that were listed separately at $1 each, and that's something that I always take a peek on. So here's 1, 2, 3 DVDs that I ended up picking up that gonna make $5 a piece on. Old Microsoft Office, any Microsoft products are worth taking a peek at. Even this 13 years old, 14 years old, something that makes $7 on. Not huge, but it's in really good condition. It's got the CD key in it, something that you want to be aware of a lot of times. Don't try to rip off the CD key here. I'll see if I can only show half of it, but that way if I sell it to somebody, then there's no chance that somebody else has used the CD key. Something that you always want to do if you're taking a picture of CD keys as well online is just put a finger or a coin or something over a portion of the key so they can see that it's there, but that they can't see that what all the numbers are, so someone can't use it without actually buying the product. German language instructional, listed that one 15. Not actually sure if that one's going to sell or not, just based on completed listings and such. There's a couple of them for a lot cheaper on eBay. We'll see. Like I said, picked it up for $1, no big deal. TV series, they're always good, especially when you're going through a stack of DVDs that are $1 each or $3 each. Whatever the number is, if you can get series in there for that price, oftentimes you can do well with them. If they're not worth selling online, a lot of times you can take them to a local store, Hastings or something, and they'll give you decent credit on them. But listed that one for $14 plus shipping, I believe, right in that range. Most people know the video games are a pretty good thing to look for, but what I find oftentimes the best treasures are in the PlayStation 1 games, because a lot of people completely skip over them. They had a stack of them there, and most of them are garbage, but I feel like, from my experience, there's more diamonds, more treasures in there than there is, especially PlayStation 2 and maybe even PlayStation 3 anymore. So Xbox games is usually not even worth taking the time to look through them, is my experience. So now here we have my $5 bag that was milk crate full, and right off the top here we got a treasure. Got a PlayStation 2, and I have no idea if it works or not, or what I got here. Didn't come with any cords or anything, but hey, when it's a bag sale, throw it in and see what you get when you get home. I'll end up just taking this with a box of stuff down to a local used video game store and just take cash, credit, whatever for it, assuming that it works. They'll test everything before they buy it, so I don't have to put any time into that. And a couple of games here, get this out of our way. So this one is something that'll list for $40 on Amazon. Not sure if it's going to sell at that. They're completing on eBay up to about 30 complete. I have no idea if they're complete. So again, something that just pick up, we'll see. Games are a lot of work, but it's something that I have a lot of fun with because I get to do it with my kids and they enjoy doing it. So I have not listed this one yet. Uh-oh, got pieces flying here. Ugh. It's not going to be complete if I dump all the pieces everywhere. So let's see how careful I can be with that. We'll deal with that here in just a minute. This one here, another game. Interesting, kind of a game set, something different, kind of an obscure thing, not sure if it's going to sell or not, but listed it for $15, and we'll throw it up on this game shelf up here with the stuff that has been there for a while, and hey, worst case, then it can go to Goodwill down the road. Don't do a whole lot with caps, but they had some there that looked pretty nice. I needed to throw one on myself to deal with my bed head. I couldn't find one this morning, so ended up covering up the bed head I've been rocking all day. This one here turned out to be a treasure. I really didn't have any idea what I was grabbing. I don't have a lot of experience with hats, caps, So I just ended up grabbing 3 of them out of there. This one will actually sell for about $24. They've been completing at $24, so confident that this is going to sell. I do actually have a question for you. If anybody knows, there is a little bit of a crease here in the cap, and I'm not sure if that affects value or not, how much. If you have an answer to that, any information on that, I appreciate. Leave a comment, give props to you in the next video. Any information on that would be awesome. And drop this other one on the floor here. Kind of a cool Australia coat of arms. It's a pretty cheap polyester made in China. Really don't know if it's going to sell or not. Threw it up on eBay for 10 bucks, and maybe just with this image on the front, someone will find it cool. But that's the nice thing about grab bags, is you can just take a flyer on stuff that you don't necessarily know a whole lot about, and you can test the waters with things instead of having to buy stuff individually. Get deeper into our bag here. Yeah, it keeps going a little bit. Here's a nice pair of women's running shoes. So they're very, very gently used. I picked these up for a sister or a friend. Not sure if it's going to fit either of them, but if it does, then hey, nice pair of shoes. If not, then I can list them for $20. Got a couple of pairs of kids' shoes, and then this giant pair here that's actually a little bit too big for me. Got size 13s and New Balance slip-on running shoes. I don't know who does a slip-on running shoe, but apparently it's a thing. And they're completing new for about $60. So threw this on eBay for $45. They're very much like new, very, very gently used. Very nice pair of shoes. So we'll see how that completes. I haven't sold shoes on eBay for quite a while. Not something that I'm real familiar with. So again, if you have any tips, tricks on that, stuff something up in here to try to reshape them a little bit. Anyway, yeah, comment if you have any good information for me on selling shoes that you want to share with the community. One last thing here I want to share. A couple of orders that sold today after I shipped everything. So just in the last couple hours. A laptop cord, Toshiba, it's original, ended up selling that one for 20 bucks. So I think it's really hit or miss with cords. It's not something that I necessarily do a lot of. This is something that came from a friend, from a personal situation where they just ended up with an extra cord. But $20 for a cord is a pretty good deal. So if you know what you're doing with that, you can definitely make some money going through cords at thrift stores or yard sales. Ink, something that I've sold a lot of. Amazon is starting to restrict it, and so it's slowed down a little bit for me, but it really depends. This one sold on Amazon. It was not in a restricted category. I haven't completely figured out what they're restricting and not restricting at this point, but sold for $7 plus shipping Amazon, so I'm sure I picked that up at 30% off the list price. Usually do that at Value Village with coupons. So $5 there for ink. Something's brand new sealed. Don't have to do anything to it except throw it in a package and ship it off. Highlight of today, buying stuff in bulk, buying stuff by the bag, by the box. Always want to get stuff larger lots as much as possible. It's not something that I would buy a pair of shoes for $2, $3, $5, not knowing anything about. I wouldn't be buying the hats for even $1, $2, not knowing anything about. But because it's a bag sale, I can take a flyer on some items that I don't know anything about, that I have some hunches on, that I've heard some tips on, that I can bring them home and then do a little bit of research and learn something. So you always want to be adding to your knowledge out there. Always recommend that you have a specialty, a 2-3 categories of things that you really know that is your specialty, so that you can, when you're going through thrift stores, especially yard sales on busy yard sale days, you can go from one yard sale to the next really quickly and know what you're looking for and know what you're doing. And I've found that I do better specializing on busy yard sale days. But when it's slower, when you're going to a thrift store, when you're going to a sale with a bag sale, then it's nice to have a broader knowledge of things. And the more you know, the more you can make out here. So you always want to be adding to your knowledge, adding to your mind. Watch a YouTube video every day about what you're doing, learn something new. And if you really want to learn what you're doing, teach what you're doing as well. Learn, do, teach all at the same time. That's how you become an expert at something. So if you do care about personal growth, if you do care about improving yourself every day, then I would like to share with you something that I am working on outside of buying and selling all this stuff. Some internet marketing that's going really well with a lot of people are having great success online. Check out the link in the comments, but don't do that unless you're actually serious about personal development. It's not get rich quick. It's something that will teach you how to really create a legacy income. Anyway, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and catch you next time.